7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
G'day friends, thanks for checking out today's video. When I built my Lego room, I really wanted to be able to display my collection the best way possible. And over the years, I've learned a few tricks. Number one, invest in some furniture. Whether you buy your cabinets or you build something yourself, invest a bit of money in that. The second thing is fill out the space as much as possible. Don't have blank areas on your shelving. Try and spread everything around and fill those areas out. 3, pose your figures. So it doesn't really relate to Lego, but if you've got action figures, pose your figures. Bring them to life. Don't just have them in a static pose. And 4 is lighting. And with the Lego, what I've found is the best way for me is just to light up the room as much as possible. But when it comes to action figures, lighting is key. And I found that out when I did my Transformers. Once I put them in a new big display case, looked great, but when I lit it up, whew, that really brought it to life. And now I want to do my action figures. So I've got all my action figures here. They're on a dark background, so they kind of get lost with the dark background with the glare of the glass. So I want to be able to light them up. So that's what we're going to do today. Now I've taken a little bit of time figuring out the best type of lighting that I want to use. I'm just using strip LEDs. Now you got to be careful with that because there's big variety of quality. If you're going on eBay or Amazon, you really have to make sure you're getting what you pay for. So I've actually trialed a few different brands off eBay before I found something I was really happy with, and I'm just going with straight white. I'm not going with any colors. I have used colors before. It's a nice gimmick, but I don't tend to find that I use it a lot. When I really want to have a look at my figures, I want to light them up as much as possible, and that's using white lighting. So that's all I'm doing with my action figures. The other thing is, if you got strip lighting and you're just putting them on the front of a cabinet like this, you tend to just be looking right into the lights, and it takes away a little bit from the figures. So I want to be able to shield that lighting in a way as well. So we're going to do all that today. The first thing is everything needs a good clean. It's been a while, so everything's got to come out, everything's got to be cleaned, and then I've got to work out a way of how I'm going to fit these lighting. So we're going to do it all. Let's see if I can pull it off. Let's check it out. The very first thing I want to do is, it's a little bit tight in this section here, so I want to open that up a little bit more. I have got a fair bit of space there, so I'm looking at just moving this stand over a little bit just to open it up on this end. The problem is I've got to take all these off so nothing falls when I'm trying to move that stand, especially that big bastard. He'll topple for sure. So let's just have a quick gander at the display, and as you can see, it's very hard to see into it. Now, it's not as bad in person as it is on camera, but lighting it up is just going to make a huge improvement. Okay, so to shield the light strips, I'm going to use this aluminium angle, and I spent a little bit extra and got polished aluminium. I think that's just going to look a little bit better, and I'm going to mount it on this bracket here. So I'm going to, where is it? Where's my finger? There. Now mount it in this bracket, top and bottom. That's what's going to hold it in place. And on the top here, I've had to scallop a piece out the end like that to go around this bracket, because I want to keep it to that height, whereas if I put this in underneath, it's going to drop this bit down, which is going to put pressure on this screw here. So I don't want to put any pressure on that glass, so I've just scalloped it out. So that's just going to then sit around it. I don't know if that's focusing. They'll just sit around it, and I'm just going to put a couple of screws up into there to hold it into place. And I've already done one here. So if we look at if I shut the door, so that's what it looks like without the edging, and that's what it looks like with the edging. So not a big difference, and I do like the look of this nice polished silver stripping. And when you open it up, you don't even notice a bit on the door side, and it's not going to take too much away, but it's going to hide those lights, and you're not going to be staring into these bright LEDs. I'm going to start on the lighting now. I've got to work out exactly how I'm going to run the power to each one as I come along. I've got 10 meter strips of LEDs, so I'm going to use two 10 meter strips plus a little bit more to do that last cabinet. So some of the power is going to have to start on around this one here, I think. I've got to work that out. But what I've done now is I've added some double-sided tape. I've got to peel that off, of course, but I've added some double-sided tape to the top sections of them here, and I've put a couple of little pieces on the bottom section. And I find with the adhesive backing of the LEDs isn't the best quality, so I'm worried about them falling off once I mount them up top here. Especially when they get hot, they tend to warm up the adhesive and then they just fall down. So I've used this double-sided tape, so I'm hoping that holds it a bit better. I didn't put any down the sides here. I think that will be okay if I pull them nice and tight that I've got on the bottom and the top. I think that will hold them in place. If I find they are coming off on the sides a little bit, I can always add some more tape later. Now the way I've joined these up is I've soldered a piece of wire onto the bottom and then looped it around. You have these gaps in the door here, so I was able to loop a bit of wire around and onto the next strip of LEDs. Originally I was going to drill a hole and go down underneath and come up and back up this side, but it was just going to be so hard to do. Plus you've got the feet right here as well, so yeah, it was just going to be a job to do that. So I came up with this idea, which isn't fantastic, but it does the job. I've had to wrap them in white tape because I actually had some black cabling and I spray painted it white, so it was just going to be nice and neat, but the paint wouldn't dry on this type of cabling, the plastic used. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. After a couple of days it was still tacky on it, so yeah, I've had to just wrap them up in tape just so they don't stand out being black cables. Now if you're wondering what display cases these are from Fantastic Furniture. They used to be $129, now they're $149, so not too bad, I guess. When they used to have them on special, they'd take them down to $99. That's what I picked mine up at. I don't know now, I'd say they'd probably come down to $119. So, you know, compared to how much everything else has gone up, still not too bad, I think. Well, I'm done, and I have to tell you, they are a pain in the ass when you want to solder onto these LED lights. I did one strip, it wasn't too bad, but the second strip I had so much trouble. I was tearing my hair out, I tell you. So I have 6 cabinets here, and I used 2 10-meter lengths. I had to add on to them just a little bit, which not really supposed to, but I only had to add on about another foot, so it wasn't too bad. So I've got 2 10-meter lengths. So if we have a look down the bottom there, I've got a bit of cable tray wet just there, and I've got the cables running around and the transformer and that tucked in down there, and I'll have some other stuff there when I tidy up in me cupboard here. When I tidy up in there, that'll cover that up, so that'll be good. So I've got one transformer there with the extension lead running along the back to the power I've set up over here. So this is, so I put in a switch power board. I've got a little bit of cable tray in behind it just to tidy it all up, and I've got another transformer down there. You'll probably see it better once I turn the lights on. Another transformer down there, so that's the switch for that one. Where is it? There, and there's the switch for the extension lead which goes from the other one. So I haven't fixed this up yet. I've got to tuck this in too. I'll just tape it onto there or something just to hide that a little bit better. So I'm not quite done because I've got another cabinet over here which I'm going to light up as well. But you can see I still got crap everywhere on the floor. So yeah, I'm going to get into that one next. But let's turn them on, eh? I've got some action figures in there. I'm not going to load them all up and show you, because what I want to do is actually just do an action figure update, and I think it'd look better to show it in there all lit up. But I did do one shelf, so you get to see it. So let me turn them on. Whooska! Hoo-hoo! Holy crap, that's bright. Let me get back over here. I might have to turn the contrast down a little bit. Yeah, holy dooly. Check that out. I'm going to trip over this bloody tripod here. Let me get that back. Whoa, holy dooly. Check that out. How cool. Oh my God. That is sweet as. Wow. Now that is bright as, I tell ya. Once I turn the lights on for this and my transformers, I just about light up the whole room. So let's have a look at a shelf. So before, Boba Fett up in the corner there, he was just a little bit dark. I'll tell you what, let me turn some of the other lights off because we've got some glare. I should have turned all the lights off, I guess. But let me turn that off, that's probably a bit better. But yeah, he was a little bit dark up in the corner, but now all lit up like that. Let me get rid of the glare like this. There we go. Wow. How cool is that? Some nice figures in there. I set these up a little bit different to the way I had them. Not sure if I like that yet. I might change it back to the way I had it. But yeah, I tell you what, I am super stoked. And the chrome or the polished aluminium here, I tell you, that just really made it. I'm glad I went that way. But yeah, it was a lot of work, I tell you. Took me probably 2 full days. 2 full days, yeah, I guess it would have been 2 full days to get it all done. I mean, I'd gin around a bit too, you know. Listen to podcasts and watch a video here and there, so. But yeah, there we go. All lit up, and yeah, I am super stoked with that. So yeah, now I'll get everything sorted out. I'll get the other one done, and then I'll do a collection update, and we can see it in all its glory. But yeah, let me know down in the comments your thoughts, any suggestions, any questions. If you want to know anything, belt it in the comments, and I'll try and answer it the best way I can. But yeah, big thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.